What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a brand new style of video here on the channel. There's not many of these I'm going to be able to make because today, ladies and gentlemen, we're reviewing a movie. We are reviewing Brad Pitt's hit new film, F1 the movie. I've seen it twice in the last, 4 or 5 days. I wanted to make this video earlier, but as some of you guys will know and understand, I was away for the last few days or so, like almost a week. So I was unable to make this video when I wanted to, but I definitely wanted to get this video done and off my hands. So, Sunday night, it's coming up on 10 o'clock, but we're going to review F1 the movie because I have a lot of thoughts, I have a lot of opinions, and yeah, obviously, spoiler warning. If you haven't watched the movie, I highly recommend you go to your theater or you buy Apple TV Plus. I don't even know if it's on Apple TV Plus yet because it says only in cinemas, but please, for the love of God, watch it in IMAX if you do go to the theater. You will enjoy it a lot more, but go to the theater, ask for a ticket for you and your friend or your mom or your dad or your dog or your cat. Just go to the movies, watch F1 the movie, buy a big-ass bag of popcorn, give yourself a heart attack worth of butter, and go watch the film. Okay? Can you go do that? And then can you come back to this video? It'd be muchly appreciated, but let's review Brad Pitt's new film, F1 the movie. Now, I'm probably going to dumb the whole story of the movie down into about, hopefully under a 5-minute segment. But, essentially, we start off in... Well, technically, yes, we start off in Jerez of 1993, where they make, essentially, they make Brad Pitt out to be Martin Donnelly. For those who are F1 fans, you will know who that is, and you will know exactly what happened to him at Jerez, because he had a horrible accident, and that's essentially what they make Sonny Hayes to be. They essentially say that was the accident that ended Sonny Hayes' career at Jerez in 1993. It all starts off as a bad dream, but he wakes up, you hear a knock on his van door because he lives in a van. He dips his head in the ice bath, gets his fire suit on, you walk out, you're at the Daytona 24-hour. It's 11:55 at night as Sonny prepares for his shift in the car. And shout out F1 the movie, they got my boy Lee Diffie on there. Lee Diffie in F1 the movie, let's go. And yeah, no, Sonny Hayes, he is the main man of this film. The main character of this movie is Sonny Hayes. He hops aboard the car in the 24 hours of Daytona. He does the night shift. He goes from 12 to 8, which is hella unrealistic, but passes a bunch of cars, and then he gets into a battle down the front straightaway, and I see the best piece of cinematic videography I've ever seen, where they're going down the backstretch at Daytona and the fireworks going off. Oh my God, it looks so good. Oh my God, who was the director of this film? Joseph Kosinski? Is that how you say his name? Produced by Jerry Bruckheimer and produced by Lewis Hamilton. Like, that scene, oh my God. I was literally, the first time I saw it, I was literally like, just in complete awe of watching the fireworks in the background and then the fireworks landing on the cars as they're heading into the chicane on the Daytona backstretch. I'm like, man, that is cool. But anyways, Sonny Hayes essentially gets them a big lead on their stint in the 24-hour, and then they win the Daytona 24 hours. Sonny leaves. He doesn't want to do endurance racing anymore, at least in the Daytona 24-hour. Doesn't even take home his Rolex watch. And then he gets met by an old friend of his teammate in Formula 1 back in the 90s. Ruben is essentially his name. I can't remember what the guy's name is played by. It might say it here. Is it not Jeremy? Javier Bardem is the guy who plays Ruben Cervantes. But essentially, he meets Ruben at a laundromat, and Ruben is now the team principal of Apex GP, and their driver just quit on them, and he needs a driver for the final half of the season. So, he comes to Sonny, puts him in the car, buys him a first-class ticket to Silverstone, well, to London, and then They meet at Silverstone. Brad thinks Sonny thinks the offer's too good to be true. He comes to Silverstone to test the car. That's where he lays eyes on his woman of dreams, I guess as you could put it. The guy, oh my god, how do I say this? The girl who's trying to play the other Irish girl in F1, or bases her character around it. I can't remember any of their names. Oh my god, what is her friggin' name? I watched the movie twice. I should be able to know what it is. Oh my god, what's her friggin' name? F1 the movie. Come on, I gotta look this up. Kate McKenna, that's what it is. Kate McKenna, or Carrie Condon, technically. That, Condon. Condon, not condom, stupid. I hope they used a condom in the Vegas scene, spoiler alert. But, yeah. Did I mention Sonny Hayes is 64? Well, supposedly, he's been out of the sport for 30 years, but yeah, he comes in for an audition. Apparently, he's like the 8th or 9th man up, as you'll see in the scene, and then the beef with, the rookie driver, oh my god, what are they? Joshua Pierce. That's what they portrayed Damson Idris to be in the film. And yeah, he goes out and he says essentially if he's within a second of JP, Joshua Pierce, then he will stay, and if he's not, he'll bugger off. So, yeah. His lap is slow. I mean, he was down 6/10 after Sector 2, but was able to bring it back in Sector 3. Crashes in the final sector, but he was able to bring it in 1/100th of a second within the gap that he needed to. Essentially, it'd be 9.999 behind Joshua Pierce's time. And yeah, he's in the car. He's on Apex GP. They head to Silverstone, and yeah, they crash. I'm just keeping the Silverstone scene short and sweet. One really funny moment in the film is when Sonny, because the car, I believe that this wasn't even in the script, the car actually just died at the back of the grid in Silverstone. I thought it was the funniest thing ever, but yeah, they had to bring it up the rear, and yeah, he essentially had a tire advantage on everyone. I didn't think that was in the script, but that was hilarious, to say the least. But yeah, then they go around, and there's a couple of bad pit stops, which lead to them coming back together, because Sonny makes up a few spots on track, gets the track position on JP, because JP's still at the back, and Sonny's up to like 15th or something like that. And then they race each other. They order Sonny to give up position. Sonny doesn't want to do that, so he drops back in the pack and fights JP, and they crash. They get into an argument. They call each other a swan because that's what they call each other, I guess, as swans. And then they have a team debrief. Ruben gets mad at Sonny. There's a really poor female mechanic who made the mistake on both pit stops. And Sonny stands up for her, and JP's the brash, arrogant ego who kind of shoots down on her. And then they head to the Hungaroring, where, well, before they head to the Hungaroring, Sonny goes out to dinner with Kate. Is it Kate? Yeah, the actor's name is Kerry. Please, do I have this right? It's the two K's that are mixing me up. Kate McKenna. Okay, so Sonny goes out to dinner with Kate. They have a beer, and he essentially is talking about how he needs to build the car for combat. That is a theme you'll hear of the racing. Combat. And get used to that, because you're going to hear it a fair bit. And at the Hungaroring, Sonny says plan C for chaos. He gets a puncture on lap 1. He has to pit. He essentially gets told that, oh my god, this segment's going to go way longer than 5 minutes. I am just realizing this now. If you want the whole script of the movie, here you go. But at the Hungaroring, yeah, Sonny has to pit. He has a big standoff with his team principal because he wants to go on the softs because they want to put him on plan A, but Sonny wants to go plan C for chaos because he wants to get the team to actually score points, and you're not going to score points with their car doing what everybody else is doing. So, Sonny causes chaos, essentially causes 3 safety cars, and tells JP to keep stay on the track. And yeah, after all the safety cars and all the chaos, JP just beats Stroll out of the pits, when he comes into the pit. And yeah, he holds on for points, and Joshua Pierce wins Apex GP, their first points ever, their first ever top 10 finish, with a lot of help from Sonny Hayes. And yeah, so then they start to get along a little more. Then they head to Monza, and it's a lot of the same in that Monza race. They race, and Sonny's trying to help JP out as much as they can, but then the rain comes into the picture, and yeah, some guys pit for slicks, sometimes some guys don't. Sonny does come in for the inters to hold up Verstappen, and then JP is behind Verstappen on the slicks because they're the two guys that haven't pitted for inters yet. And then Sonny, I keep wanting to call him Brad. Sonny holds up Verstappen. JP goes by. JP's going to set up the move into the Parabolica corner. Sonny tells him to wait for the first corner, but yeah, JP went around the outside, sent it too deep, hit the curb, had a massive flip, and they essentially mixed together the Alex Peroni F3 crash from Monza and the Romain Grosjean Bahrain crash. That was essentially JP's wreck at Monza mixed into one. And then, yeah, Sonny gets JP out of the car. The marshals come running. I'm going to be honest, a lot of this movie was F1 just Hollywood. That's honestly what I thought of the racing scenes a lot. This is coming from someone who loves F1. This is coming from someone who knows and understands the sport. So, that's what happened there. And yeah, they take JP to the hospital. Sonny gets a ranting to from JP's mom. I keep calling him JP. I should just call him Joshua Pierce, but to each their own. I gotta take a sip of protein shake. Gotta help my throat out a little bit, but anyway, we continue. From there, we head to Zandvoort, which is essentially they nail off like 3 races in a row, and essentially the team gets sent to the back of the grid because they don't like the way they drive or whatever. So it's Sonny and reserve driver Luca Cortez at the back of the grid as JP is out, as Joshua Pierce is out for the next 3 races. And Sonny says, plan C for combat. And then they get a whole chant going, combat, combat, combat. I mean, at first it was kind of like weird, but if you're American, it's very USA, USA, USA. if you get what I mean. It's like that pretty much. Getting the team together, team bonding. Did I mention? I didn't even get to mention that Sonny's like doing crazy training for all this, and you are a hell of a lot likely after this movie to buy this. Here. This, and that's my boxing passport. Not getting that out. And I'll show you this because it's technically a notebook, but all my passwords are in that, so I'm not opening that. But you're a lot more likely to buy those 3 things after this movie and a pull-up bar and doing push-ups. I will say that. But anyway, at Zandvoort, he pulls them to P7, I believe. He puts in the rain as well. He puts Apex GP in 7th. And then at, where did they go after? No, it wasn't Spa. Spa was when JP comes back. The schedule is messed up too. If you're an F1 fan, don't freak out, but the schedule is a little messed up. And God, I forget where they go. Was it Japan? It might have been. It might have been Japan. I can't remember. But he gets a good result in Japan. He gets a few good points finishes. And yeah, he gets points in Mexico as well. Finishes just off the podium. And then, yeah, JP, they show him training and using Brad's or Sonny's tennis balls. But like, yeah, then they get to Spa. And that's when JP comes back. Yeah, that's JP and Brad make contact. JP and Sonny. How many times am I going to say Brad? Drinking game for the rest of this video. If I say Brad instead of Sonny, take a shot. But yeah, JP and Sonny collide. Sonny goes off into the grass, and essentially Sonny gives JP a really big talking to after that one, and yeah, he was not impressed and all that. So then it's off to Las Vegas, where oh, I forgot to mention too, there's a scene after Monza where they essentially, how do I describe it? It's like, yeah, well, Brad storms in on Kate doing her aerodynamics, and they find the car, they design the floor for combat or whatever, so essentially, they make a better floor for the car, pretty much. That's essentially how they upgraded and got so many points in consecutive races. But yeah, then when they head to Vegas, Ruben essentially organizes this team dinner or whatever, but it's actually just Kate, Damson, and Brad have a shot. That one's on me. I intentionally did that one, not gonna lie. But yeah, essentially they play a game of poker and kind of get their problems out about each other. And yeah, Brad, another drink. Sonny fakes losing, so losing the game of Texas Hold'em, and JP is the #1 driver for Vegas. And what happens next? Kate says that she only gets with winners, and Sonny flips up the 2 cards, and they essentially have their romantic scene, and Sonny opens up of why he's back in Formula 1, which is the question that Kate wanted to know the whole time. And yeah, I will say this, we're getting a little bit off topic here, but people are saying that it makes women look bad. I get it, I do, but like, I don't think it's as bad as what people are making it out to be. Like, the scene's gonna sell. I mean, it's romance, it's sex in Hollywood, pretty much. I hate to put it that way, but it's true. But it sells in movies. I mean, obviously it doesn't have them in bed, but they're alluding to that is what happens. Like, I get why people would say it would make them look bad. Like, it would make women look bad, especially in a sport like motorsport, which is not very women heavy. But I don't think it's as bad as what people make it out. Like, at the end of the day, they were showing signs the whole time of falling in love. So it's like, it just kind of is what it is. And I mean, yeah, JP was in the club when all this happened too. JP's agent or his uncle or cousin, whatever he is, I know he's his agent. I think there's a relationship of some sort, but yeah, no, he's a really funny guy. And it essentially tells him that he wants to leave the club and he's got a race to go sleep for and all that. And the next day's the Vegas race. And essentially, while Ruben comes in on Sonny and Kate and he just doesn't rip on them. And he essentially just tells Sonny that they're coming after the car. Then it cuts to the day of the Vegas race and that they have to go back to the previous upgrade. Sonny and Joshua still start in a high and decent position, but Sonny's driving angry because his upgrade's gone, and he's so angry that he forgets his card, because what he does before every race is he shuffles them up like this, sticks the card in his pocket, and hopes that, well, he never looks at the card until after the race. And then, so, you would see that I drew a jack. I know, I'm pretty sure for the race at the end, Sonny draws a king. Take that how you will if you haven't seen the movie. But, well, yeah, essentially Sonny's driving angry. He goes for an overtake on the final corner around the outside of Sergio Perez, has a horrible accident. He's in hospital. Ruben kicks him off the team because of the injuries that Sonny didn't tell him about. And then, yeah, as he's leaving Vegas, he's about to hop in his van, and then the team owner guy who was in Silverstone, I don't remember his name. He honestly has a very punchable face, but he's meant to be the main antagonist of the movie. But I don't remember what his name was. But he essentially tells Sonny that how do I describe it here? I'll see what his name was here. Not that guy. Is it Chip? Was that it? I don't remember. It's something like that. But anyway, he essentially offers Sonny a deal to become the team principal, and they have a real shot of winning the championship, and we want you a part of the team, we're kicking Ruben off. And then Sonny just kind of appears in Abu Dhabi when they see Sonny while JP has the whole team out running, and from there they essentially go, Sonny goes to Ruben and goes, if I die in the car, it's the best place to die or whatever, let me drive. So they let Sonny drive. Sonny and JP are up in the mix the whole time up front. JP does the long game strategy. They go to their favorite land C for chaos in combat. Magnussen hits Sonny at one point. He has to pit for a puncture. And yeah, JP really had the upper hand on Sonny the whole race. I mean, he had the track position the whole time too. But while battling George Russell at the end of the race, Sonny does spin and brings out the red flag, and he essentially has to bring it around with all the debris and pretty much a car in two. They rebuild his car in the pits, and essentially it's a 3-lap shootout between Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, Sonny Hayes, Joshua Pierce, and George Russell. Is essentially how it is. And yeah, Sonny and JP overtake Charles Leclerc. They get the job done on him. With 2 laps to go, Sonny fakes the move to the outside of Lewis Hamilton, which opens the door for JP to take the lead. And on the final lap into turn 1, Lewis Hamilton and Joshua Pierce collide, which leaves Sonny Hayes out front. And the one thing he says to Kate about why he's coming back to F1 is he's chasing that feeling of flying where no one can touch him. He can feel his heart beating slowly, and he just loves to be in that moment. So essentially what happens from there is Sonny flies, he takes home the victory, he wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I didn't even think I mentioned that they were in Abu Dhabi, but yeah, the final Grand Prix is in Abu Dhabi. Sonny wins for Apex GP, getting them their first win. He gives Ruben the trophy. It's all a very good and very happy moment. And yeah, then Sonny just kind of buggers off, gives Kate a kiss, tells JP that he's gonna win more races and to be a swan. And yeah, then Sonny arrives in California and tries to drive the Baja 1000 like he had in his van on a poster at the very beginning of the movie. Just wants to drive everything he can, but yeah, that's F1 the movie in a nutshell. That's pretty much the script of how it all plays out. Those are the main points. Like I say, highly recommend you go watch it. Watch it for yourself. Tell me what you think. But yeah, overall, I think this movie is, I'm gonna say it's an 8.5 out of 10 movie. Originally I said a 9, but the more I think about it, the story could have been better. I mean, how realistic is it that a 60-some-year-old guy, or 50-some or whatever, is gonna come back into Formula One after a damn near deafening amount of injuries? Like, I mean, it's Hollywood. I get it. I do. I understand. But it's definitely not the most realistic script out there. And I mean, for the people who went and watched this movie and are not Formula One fans, if people drive like this, they get penalized. I just need you to understand that. If people drive like this, they get penalized. And if you want an example of that, I highly recommend you go watch Singapore 2008. And that's what Apex GP reminded me of this whole movie. Honestly, Sonny Hayes' character kind of reminded me a lot of Fernando Alonso. There's a really funny tidbit where Fernando Alonso pats Sonny on the shoulder and gives them the handshake or whatever. And yeah, there was some fun little driver cameos in there. And that scene in Silverstone where Sonny was late getting to the back of the grid, just seeing Charles Leclerc just go like this or whatever, that was kind of funny. Especially as a Leclerc fan, I just kind of have to laugh at stuff like that. But yeah, man, that is F1 the movie. I mean, cinematically, this is probably the best movie I've ever seen. I literally watched Top Gun Maverick the night before too, just to see what this movie could be like. I'm like, okay, like the night before I watched it the first time, I'm like, okay, I like where this is going. I thought Top Gun Maverick was a pretty decent movie, but like, man, F1 blew it out of the park. They really did. And I gotta give credit to everyone who made the movie. I think if they didn't get Lewis Hamilton on board, this would be a way worse film. So I think the fact that they had Lewis on board helped realize the moment and make this film politically correct for Hollywood and the hardcore F1 base. I think they nailed it. I really did. I think this is probably one of the best movies I think they could have made out of a script like this. And yeah, I mean, good film. Overall, 8.5 out of 10. Good job, F1. I hope there's a sequel. I hope there's a Days of Thunder 2 like they're talking about. I actually watched Days of Thunder for the first time last year. Probably, yeah, it would have been like August sometime, give or take. It was when I was on a plane to Toronto, and I really liked it. So, yeah, let me know what you guys thought of F1 the movie in the comments down below. If you did enjoy today's movie review, make sure you smash that like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe, and share those notifications turned on so you see future upload here on the channel. And don't forget, guys, join the Patreon and the Twitch. Links are in the description down below. And yeah, guys, a little tidbit for you. I got some plans for the F1 movie content in F1 25, so stay tuned. So, until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed the movie, and yeah, we'll catch you next time around for the next racing movie, whenever that'll be, God knows. But until then, guys, take care, and peace!